What up, Dokkanners? In today's video, we're going to be covering the massive data download that both Global and JP received last night for the upcoming superhero celebration. We're going to be covering everything that was listed in here, including tickets and the banners themselves. We do now know exactly who are going to be, well, not all of them, but we know most of them that are going to be featured on these two banners, the units that are front and center in the promotional or marketing material, along with the headliner units. So without further ado, let's jump in and take a look. But first, big shout out to my boy Proton for all things data downloads. Follow him on Twitter at Proton10mg. Okay, thank you. And also, when is the banner going to be dropping? Well, if you guys did not see my last video, I talked about what day the banner was going to be dropping. And until the data download, we did not know anything more than the simple day. We knew that the day was going to be the 27th of December. We did not know if it was going to be on a certain time. Now we know, thanks to the data download, it is at 6 p.m. PST. What time does that mean for you? No need for Dayful.com on this one, folks. It is very simple. It is literally 2 hours after Dokkan's reset. So wherever you are around the world, whatever time zone you're in, just simply add 2 hours to the start time of your new day, meaning your missions come back, meaning the Roshi event is once again doable, those types of things. Simply add 2 hours. That is when the banner is going to be dropping. So I will be going live on the channel before this to, get ready for the summons. Then I will ultimately be summoning for the Gohan and the Piccolo. And regardless of how you feel about the units, I urge you guys to watch my summons, because that way, if you are on the fence about summoning for these two units, you can at least watch your favorite guinea pig do the summons for you, so that maybe you don't have to. So that being said, now let's take a look at the nitty gritty in the data download itself, shall we? So looking at all of this, there's a lot to cover. Let's start from the top. New promo movie, we're not going to watch those. We already seen them. Physical Ultimate Gohan, Tech, Piccolo, Int, Kid Pan, STR Teen, Goten, and Trunks. Free-to-play units and awakenings. New growth story events, Dokkan events. We knew about that because this is the skill orb thing. This is the story event to get the medals to awaken the AGL Gohan. This is the Piccolo and the Gohan Dokkan events. Infinite Dragon Ball History Stage 23, we know that. ESBR Stage 37, Vegeta's Family for Global. For JP, they are getting Super Battle Road 65 and ESBR 41, so they're a little bit ahead of us. We're getting the URS, which is the Red Ribbon Army Red Zone. And we're getting tickets on Global. JP is getting some new items that are not on Global, so we'll take a look at that at the end if there's time. So now let's go through it. Let's switch over to the new Dokkan Wiki here. So this is a nice way to take a look at everything. All of the resources that I use for my videos, they're all listed in the description. Go check it out. This is the new Dokkan Wiki by Thieving 6. Very, very good. So let's start by looking at the Gamma 1 and the Gamma 2. These two characters have now been revealed on what they do and their typing. So we've got the Tech SSR Gamma 1, free to play. Superheroes, P plus 250%. Obviously, this is going to be better when he receives the awakening. When that's going to happen, we don't know. We only have the info on the SSR. Attack and defense plus 100, plus an additional attack and defense plus 100 when performing a super attack. Superheroes category allies defense plus 30%. Superheroes is the new category, which we'll take a look at in a minute. High chance of performing a critical hit when there's an ally whose name includes Gamma 2 attacking in the same turn. All right. And then for the Gamma 2, same exact thing. Superhero category lead, attack and defense plus 100, same. Additional when performing a super attack, same. Superheroes category allies attack plus 30%. Launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack when there's an ally whose name includes Gamma 1 attacking in the same turn. So you can kind of see traces of what their summonable counterparts are capable of. The Gamma 2 is more prone to launching multiple super attacks, whereas the Gamma 1 kind of has the propensity for launching a critical hit. Granted, there obviously is a whole lot more to their kits when they're summonable, but still, you can kind of see traces of it here. Whether or not they're going to be receiving a TUR remains to be seen, but this is all that we know for right now. So there you have it. Now for the superhero category itself, the good news is it's just the heroes of Dragon Ball Super. We thought, or some of us might have thought, because, understandably so, superhero, we thought maybe this might potentially just be the characters from the movie. Good thing it's not. It is just the heroes from the entirety of Dragon Ball Super, which makes this a pretty big category and a lot of great options to choose from when assembling your teams. So just like GT heroes, we've got super heroes. I feel like it's going to be very confusing to call it that. So you might be hearing me say heroes of Dragon Ball Super or DBS heroes. That's just going to be easier to identify. And then I would imagine at some point in the future, we will probably get Z heroes as well. So this is actually a pretty good, healthy category. A lot of great potential in terms of team building, even without the Goku or the Gohan and the Piccolo, depending on whether or not you're going to be summoning. But that is the new category in a nutshell. So now let's move on and take a look at the rest of the content here. So let's just scroll down. We're going to go through everything, skim through all of the assets. These are the assets for the physical Ultimate Gohan, SSR, TUR, LR. Same thing for the Tech Piccolo. Then we've got the Int Pan. We've got the STR Teens. AGL Gohan's EZA plus sticker effect. Oh, sticker effect. So he's going to be getting an EZA then. So, okay, that's good. Wait, hold on. What does he do? Let's actually go back and see what he does. Because this guy is going to be getting, yep, he's going to be getting an EZA. When you get a sticker in the data download, that obviously means an EZA. So key plus 250%, which means when he gets his EZA, this will become key plus 377%. Attack and defense plus 158. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack once only, and all attacks become critical hits for 1 turn at the start of the turn. Wow, okay. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 20 with each attack performed up to 58. Regular attack, doesn't have to be super. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 20 with each super attack performed up to 58. Whoa, that okay. Chance to perform a critical hit plus 10% starting from the character's next attacking turn after the character performs the 3rd super attack in battle. So this has become a very common Teen Gohan trait, where after you do a certain number of super attacks, you gain some extra effect. Another example is the physical Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, who gains the ability to dodge at 30% and launch a critical hit at 30% after performing 3 super attacks. So this is very similar and kind of on brand for the Gohan, but that's cool. He's going to be getting an EZA, so we're looking forward to that. Is there anything else for new units? There is not. Okay, so let's move on here. We've got the Gamma 1 and the Gamma 2 superhero category. This is the backdrop for the growth event. So I think this is for the skill orb. I think this is for the skill orb for superheroes category. Then we've got Dragon Ball Super Superhero Story event. All the various set pieces that you're familiar with from the movie. Then we've got stage 5 and stage 6. Oh, just more of the same thing. Okay, so this is like the final showdown area, plus the Gohan medal. This is the Dokkan event for Gohan. This is the backdrop, obviously, when it's raining. Piccolo's was more during the day when, you know, in the courtyard when it wasn't raining. Extreme release of latent power. What is this one called? Awakening beyond the ultimate power. Yeah, you may not want to call it that because you barely even get to see it, but whatever. Infinite Dragon Ball History Stage 23 versus Heroes of Justice. Pretty standard stuff. We always see this. Stage 37, Vegeta's Family. Standard stuff. We always see that. Urs, the Ultimate Red Zone Red Ribbon Army. Stage 1 versus Red Ribbon Army. Stage 2 versus 19 and Dr. Gero. And there's nothing else. So this means that there's going to be more stuff. Just like with the EZA for Gohan, there will be more stuff coming up probably in part 2 or the next week, whatever they call it. So for stage 1, we have some info on this. Shout out to Air Dokkan for the info here. Stage 1, physical Murasaki, immense damage and seals. Then it goes into in general blue, immense damage, lowers defense and stuns. This actually looks kind of nasty. Okay. Then AGL Officer Black, mega colossal damage. So pretty wide variety of types and abilities. So this should be pretty fun. It's going to be nice to see Dragon Ball, like the original Dragon Ball characters being so feared. So let's see how difficult this ends up being. That's the first one. Then the second one, stage 2, STR Dr. Gero under 19, raises attack and defense, causes immense damage and lowers. I think it's just one thing. I don't know if they're going to have some sort of like key nullification or absorption technique or something like that, but it looks like it's just one stage. So yeah, that's all we got for now. There will surely be more additions because we have to have Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. We have to have Perfect Cell. So I don't know when they're going to be doing that. If it's going to be part 2 and 3 or what. Is this all going to be continued in like a part 5 or a part 4 of this whole celebration thing? Because let's not forget, JP's got the 8-year anniversary coming up next after this. So it's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze. So there's that. New support memory or support item, Monster Carrot. Changes all key spheres into carrots. Defense plus 15 per key sphere obtained, including carrots, for 1 turn. What? So you can get a whole field of 25 carrots, 25 times defense plus 15? What? Okay. Obtaining carrots does not raise a character's key. Got it. Okay, so you are foregoing any sort of super attack, and you're literally just giving yourself monster defense for 1 turn. That's actually kind of interesting. It's very different. It's like a counter to the traditional nuking meta, right? This is very interesting. So I'm curious to see what happens with this, or like, you know, if there's more to it than this, but that's cool. Monster Carrot, kind of random. Now here's the global W, I guess. You can call it a lowercase w depending on how you're feeling. Dokkan Festival Ticket A, Dokkan Festival Ticket B. Is this going to be Pilaf's Trove, or is this going to be maybe Pilaf's Trove, but also the whole like do some summons, get some tickets in return, continuing doing more summons? So I don't want to spend too much time because we've got a lot of stuff to cover. So those are the tickets for global. Now we've got the banners. Let's take a look at the banners themselves. Now, this is not good. I'm trying not to be, you know, negative in my videos, and I learned my lesson. I used to be kind of negative on when certain things happened. I've learned there's a better approach. So I'm trying not to be, but when it comes to this, I can't sugarcoat it. This is just not good. This is not a good banner. In fact, this is so bad that you can actually compare this to last year because this is exactly what happened last year. Let's take a look at the JP New Year banner and Global's Dokkan Festival banner for Kid Buu. Are you serious? Cell, Perfect Cell, and Blue Dudes from last year. Shout out to Kensei on Twitter for bringing up this comparison. These two guys were featured on last year's New Year's banner, and they really brought them back. There was nobody else. Is this, I mean, this is just bad. Like, this is just bad. I don't understand why you wouldn't update this with anything else other than these guys, but it is what it is. So, you know, the Gohan banner taking a little bit of heat here. The Dokkan Festival Golden Week Cell, that's a nice unit. It's on point in terms of theme. Kind of makes sense. He's a good unit, so he's fine. And of course, the banner unit is the STR teens here. It's not Pan, which has kind of caught some people by surprise, but still, these two units have no business being here, especially given the fact that the Cell LR is not getting an EZA. This one kind of hurts. So that's what the Gohan banner looks like. This is the Piccolo banner. So Pan is over here. Now, if you're wondering, like, does this not make sense for Pan to be here? It still makes sense. Pan being on either banner is totally fine. Pan is Gohan's daughter, but Piccolo is kind of the surrogate father role for the movie. I mean, Piccolo spends more time with Pan, for crying out loud, during this movie. So it's more than okay to have Pan over here. We've got the Golden Week Goku. And then we've got the Tech LR Gogeta, the thank you LR from what, 2 years ago, and the AGL LR Gohan. Now, these two units have been around for a little while now. They don't need to be here, but they are. So these are what the main units are on the banner. There will obviously be more characters, but they're not so heavily marketed that they would have to be here. So that basically ruins my theory. Granted, it was a stretch of the whole worldwide download LRs being here. It's not going to happen. So yeah, kind of stinks. Let's move on now. We've got the new summon animation assets. Now, this is a big one, folks, because we have new summon animations in Dokkan. These are not permanent. This is temporary. So these are some of the assets that we're going to be seeing. I would show you the entire thing, but it's going to take a very long time. It's 3.5 minutes. So actually, let me just like kind of show a couple of them just so you can see what they look like. It's going to be Gohan in his outfit flying, his Piccolo outfit. I'm just going to kind of skim through here. He's launching a Kamehameha. You got the Zeno animation. It's so weird seeing this on a video. This is the new fusion animation. So instead of Goku and Vegeta doing the Patara, it's going to be these two looking like this. And then we have two people firing at the meteor or whatever, which is interesting. Shout out to Harry Turney, by the way. And then this is the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. This is kind of like the anniversary Goku thing. So this is going to be there. By the way, the assets look kind of rough. That's just because this is like early data mine stuff. And it's basically like showing all the different combinations. Piccolo shows up. The final iteration, it's going to be Gamma 1, Gamma 2, Piccolo, and then Ultimate Gohan. Not even Beast. Not even for this. Then there's going to be one very interesting one. This is like the Whis. So this one I think is my favorite. So what you're seeing here is the visuals start to glitch a little bit, and then it rewinds, and then the field kind of backs up, and you see Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 looking at the footage from their base. And then it shows this sort of like revamp. This is equivalent to the Whis rewind time. So I actually think that's pretty neat. Now, obviously, you're not going to be seeing this all the time, but still, these animations are pretty cool. So I'm going to link this tweet in the description or in the pinned comment for you guys to check out, to go take a look at. And you can kind of get your fix. This actually might help some of you in terms of your summons. Maybe just out of curiosity summoning for this, just for the animations. I wouldn't want you to do that. But yeah, these are some of the animations you're going to be seeing. And this covers every single combination and permutation of those things. So that is pretty cool. Let's move on now. All of the assets have been covered. We've got a new login screen that's going to be coming up. Now, the login stuff I want to talk about because there's some very interesting things with that. So we'll get to that in a minute. New scripted event assets. We've got all the different characters. Piccolo, Spy Piccolo, Gohan with a cape. And then where are the assets that we can look at? I think it's down here. So we take a look at more of these assets here. Cell Max, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, Gohan, Trunks, and Goten. We got Pan looking so adorable there. We got the big boy Piccolo. We're not going to talk about that. Then we've got Magenta. Is this Magenta? No, this is Dr. Gero, right? Actually, if that's the case, shouldn't Vomi be here? Vomi is Android 21, by the way, who's now been retconned. This is Android 18. She's going to be looking like this when flying in, by the way. And we've also got Dr. Hedo. We've got Superheroes logo. Now, this is the interesting part. So for Global and JP, we have differing times or dates for the login screen. Now, this, don't put a lot of thought into this, but it's very interesting to see this. And why this is actually the case, I don't really know. So let me actually scroll down to the JP side. By the way, JP's new trade jewel is this, like, I think this is Ichiban Kuji or something like that. They also have a new LR EZA medal for their next chapter of the EZA series. And then they also have this like random treasure box thing. But let's go all the way down to the bottom here. I want to show you guys the login dates for Global and JP for the login screen dates. So shout out to Proton for this. Both have the home screen music. Let's see what the start and end date is. 27th of December, 129 for January. For Global, same thing. So that lines up. Both have the boost max points and refresh scheduled dates all the way until March. This is so weird. So that whole like 3 to 5 boost thing that they've been doing, that's going to continue all the way into March, which is well after the boundaries of this celebration. So that's obviously one unusual thing. But let's go down here. So here we go. Login screen for Global. From the 27th of December until the 30th of January, that's basically how long this celebration is going to be lasting. So for 1 month, that makes a lot of sense. If we look at JP, it goes from the 27th of December all the way to the 29th of May. Now, I don't know why this is, and I even spoke to Proton about this. He's not exactly sure. He says not to put a lot of stock into it because this could just be like a placeholder. This could be something that they're doing now that they're ultimately going to be changing later on. But I feel like it's worth noting because, you know, a lot of people have sort of been talking about, you know, Gohan feels a little bit weird, feels a little incomplete. Could there be more to the celebration? There's always that possibility, I suppose, given how unpredictable Dokkan is. Perhaps this is some sort of like preset date or placeholder for the inevitable part 5 or part 4, you know, depending on which version it is. Maybe there's going to be more to this celebration coming up down the road. I don't know, but it is worth talking about this. So very interesting there. And I think that's pretty much it. New units that, oh yeah, these units will do increased damage against Serumaxu. We've got the new superhero characters all through, including the free-to-play SSRs. They will all be doing extra damage against Cell Max, just like artificial life forms, just like special pose characters already do. These guys will also do enhanced damage against Cell Max. And I think that's it. So yes, that covers everything. And this is already a long, fat video, so I don't want to take up any more of your time. There you have it. Actually, one more thing. Skill orbs. For the superhero skill orbs event, this is some of the skill orbs you're going to be getting. Level 5 additional gold, level 5 critical, a combination of a level 3 critical and additional if you can possibly get that. It's an EX skill orb, so I think this is going to be unlocked through a mission, which is pretty awesome. EX skill orb level 4 here as well, so this will also be another mission reward. So the superhero category exclusive skill orbs are going to be pretty nice. Do them as much as you possibly can, because they will not only help out your superhero characters from these new summons, but they will also help out the superhero category in general. All heroes from Dragon Ball Super will benefit from this. So if you guys pulled the Trunks and Vegeta, or maybe you still have the 7-year LRs you're working on, or at least the gods anyway, you can use those skill orbs on them. So a lot of good stuff coming up. I know we've got some positive and negative feelings about certain elements of this celebration, but it is still going to be a big festive celebration, regardless of how you feel about the Ultimate Gohan. So this is all that I got for you in this data download. So now let's just wait for the banners to drop. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on all of the stuff that we just covered right now. What do you think about this very unusual start and end date situation for Global and JP? It's very weird that JP's end date is way past Global, as JP is about to move into the 8-year anniversary. So why wouldn't their end date be sooner rather than later? What do you guys think about all of this? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know I want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.